Hey everybody, welcome to another video from REEF. The lights are out on the aquarium. Got a little green algae on the glass, as we all do. It took about 2 weeks to form any algae on the glass at all. And the reason for that is I'm doing things differently. The lights are out right now. It's noon on a Sunday, and the lights don't go on until about 6 p.m. and they stay on until about 11. The lights are on about 4 hours a day, 5 max, and that is what keeps the rocks clean and everything clean. No algae anywhere except on the glass, But again, it took 2 weeks. I really slowed it down. The sand looks great. Everything's good. So let me show you something. I got this Refugium light, which I love. Link in the video description and all the gear I use. I love this thing. Red light. Grows algae like crazy. See, if you've got any kind of LEDs or any LEDs at all with red light, it's going to grow the algae. So look at this. I got these little plastic or acrylic boxes. When the lights are out, this is on. When the lights in the aquarium go on, this goes off. And I've got some green hair algae that's forming in here, if you can see it. Got one guy hanging onto the side. I'm going to probably take him off and put him in the box. You can't see the sea lettuce. It kind of floats on the top. And then an interesting thing, the sump floor is great. That's because I've got a power head in the back that you can't see. So it's constantly blowing that stuff around and getting it out of the sump. I got a little bit on this side, so I'm going to just go in there later with my hand and swish that around when I do a water change. So the bottom of the floor of the sump is great as always. Got some. Now, there was nothing in these acrylic boxes, but the algae grew because of this light. Now, one thing I didn't really like, and there's nothing on this side, totally clean. So I'm going to focus this light there. It does come with a mount that you can put on top of here. But I didn't want to take away any space when I empty and clean out my skimmer. I didn't want to have that in the way. So I just ruined the surprise. Look at all this green hair algae growing in the skimmer. I never had that issue with a skimmer. But because this red light is shining on it, there's algae and green hair algae growing inside the skimmer. Do you like this? Do you think it's a problem? I don't think it's a problem. I think it's fine. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? What I like is that all the algae is growing in this area of the sump. So any nitrates that are in my aquarium are feeding the algae that's growing in the sump, which means there's nothing growing in the aquarium. That's how a refugium works. But I never expected or thought about the green hair algae getting out of control inside my skimmer cone. At first it bothered me, but second I'm thinking, you know what? For one, where's it going to go? Worst case, it goes up into the cone and it gets emptied out weekly. For two, if it stays stuck to the inside of the cone, it stays stuck to the inside of the cone. It's like it's not going anywhere. So I thought, what if I get like a cylinder and place it inside the sump at the bottom here? Then I can lower this light. It just sticks on the side of the sump. It's got sticky gel strips. I move it lower and I get like a reactor and I just put it at the bottom so this hair algae will not float off. It'll stay inside the reactor tube, just like these acrylic boxes. What do you guys think of that? Because I could use this center area as a refugium, right? But then, obviously, it's going to go flowing through the top, into the return chamber, into the tank. I don't want that. I got to keep it closed. This is technically the refugium area that they say to use for the sump, but how is that going to work? Because the water flows pretty strong coming in and going out into the return pump back there. So I don't like that idea. Unless you get some egg crate and put it on top. I just don't want to deal with that. So what if I just get a reactor tube, just open so the water can flow in it, lower this light so the red light hits the tube and the algae will grow in there, and I'll have it in a controlled environment. What do you guys think of that? Again, I would like to use the mount to mount it above with a little mount arm that it comes with, but then it's in the way. It's in the way when I want to take the skimmer out. I don't know. I think I'll just leave it how it is, and I'll put the reactor tube right there. Anyway, that's it. Just want you to know that everything's running really well in the tank. I'm happy. The sump is clean because of the little power head I have in the back. That's fine. That's fine. I have my carbon in there, which I have to change today when I do a water change. But I'm getting more and more algae inside the cone because I'm blasting it with the red light. And I'm fine with that. Let it grow. Let it grow. Because if it grows down here and I'm feeding it with the red light, it's not going to grow in the tank, especially when I'm limiting the amount of light in the aquarium to 5 hours a day with blue and white light only. Anyway, that's it. What are you guys doing to battle the algae? See you in the next video. Have a great weekend.